Hi, stationery friends. Welcome to Ginger Peachy Pens. My name is Sarah, and today I want to do another mystery matchup video. It's been a little while since I did the mystery matchup where we inked up these three pens, and I really enjoyed that. Seemed like a lot of you did too, and I said that I didn't want to make it a monthly video. I think it's been probably about 6 weeks, so I'm ready for another one. I'll quickly show you these three and how much I liked or did not like the combinations. And then the way mystery matchup works, if you did not see the first one, is I'll pull a pen from this jar and an ink from this jar. These have been pre-mixed, so they're all mixed up in there, and put them together. And I'll do that 3 times, and use them for a while and see how we like the combination. This is to challenge me to put together combinations that I wouldn't think of or wouldn't feel like match well enough. And my disclaimer is that I have the veto power, of course, that if I don't want to put a shimmer into a certain pen for any reason, or or if I have a pen already inked and I don't want to unink it, then, those are just a couple of reasons that I might say, we're going to pick a different one. But in general, I'm not going to do that just because I don't like the combination. So it's to challenge me a little bit. Really quickly, here's our 3 pens that we inked in the last mystery matchup. I don't remember which order we did them in, but the first one I'll show you is the Retro 51 AA Milne Decorations fountain pen. I don't think these Retro 51 fountain pens get talked about enough. They're really nice, very comfortable. I don't like metal pens, as you probably well know, very, very often, but I think the plastic grip on this makes a difference for me. I don't reach for this all the time, but this is a very nice matchup. I do think this is a Yovo number 6 nib. That's what it looks like to me. I'm pretty sure that I've heard that. So it's a pretty standard writing experience. And this is inked with, let's see, I'm not going to write all the details because I don't want to waste a lot of time. This is inked with Papier Plume Calle Real. And it's a really great combination. This is a medium nib. I haven't used it for a few days, which is probably why it skipped right there, because I haven't reached for it a ton. I don't know. I do think these are wonderful pens, but still, just metal is not my favorite in my hand. Like I said, this is better than most metal pens I've used, and it is something that I will use. I just, like, it's not what I want to reach for every day. So, but this combination is excellent. I mean, this has been inked up for 6 weeks or so. It still writes perfectly. Calle Real is a beautiful blue, kind of a standard blue ink, and I do very much recommend it. Papier Plume makes great inks, and they do not get enough exposure. Secondly is Franklin Christoph model number 20. I always have to think, is it a 20 or an 02? This one obviously has the clip, and it's the full size. They also make a pocket size number 20. The color is called Salmon Glow. I waited and waited for this color, and when it came in stock, I was very excited to own this color. This also has a medium nib and Jovo number 6. And this is a Franklin Christoph model 20. Oh, and the ink is Noodler's Black Swan and Australian Roses. Noodler's, let me abbreviate that, BSIAR. This is a really nice burgundy-ish magenta color. I do really like this ink. This has flowed well and makes a really good combination. I never think to put like a magenta-y color into this pen. I never really know what color to put in this pen, or pens of this color. And I do like the combination of sort of a dark pink with a bright pink, so to speak. So That's worked really well. The flow is great. No issues. This is a Franklin Christoph model 45 in Ghost. This is the 45 long, actually, because it fits a standard converter. The regular standard model 45 is too short to fit a converter, so it only holds cartridges. And this one has a number 5 medium nib, so it's smaller. And this was inked with, this is a Franklin Christoph 45L. The 5 is for the number 5 nib. And it is inked with J.R. Bond Diablo Mint. This works just fine. I do not actually love this ink. It's a pretty color. It's a very pretty color. It flows fine in this. It does feel kind of dry, and I think that's what I don't like about it too much. I'm sorry that this is out of frame, actually. It is kind of a dry ink, and so you really feel that nib on your paper. It's not, scratchy, but it is dry. And that's been my experience with this ink in every pen that I've put it in. If you don't mind a dry feel and you want that bright, pretty aqua green color, it is a really pretty one. But I think I'm going to pass the rest of this sample on and let someone else enjoy it. So anyway, this has been, these have been good pens to use, no problems. I'll probably clean them to make room in my pen cases. So yeah, let's move on to our new ones. All right, so number 1, here's my jar, and inside I put, nope, you get back in there. Inside I put these little puffy stars that someone sent me in a package. I just thought they would be cute to throw down in there and kind of mix in. So let's choose a pen. What do we have? A Pilot Metropolitan in black with a steel medium nib. And its ink will be, again, these are pre-mixed, so I don't really have to dig deep in there to get anything, different. Papier Plume, Snowball Party, Tutti Frutti. A super cute pink ink. So that will be matchup number 1. Number 2, an Edison Nouveau Premier in Cherry Blossom. This is a pen that I've actually had up for sale, but I haven't sold it. It hasn't sold, so we will ink it up. And Waterman Inspired Blue, one of my most favorite inks. And what's funny is I think the last ink that I put in that Cherry Blossom pen was Waterman Inspired Blue. And number 3, we're doing okay so far, not having Leonardo Furore in Aqua Petra with the pink gold and a medium nib. And its ink will be, give me a good one, J.R. Bond Lee Tete. That's one of my favorite browns. I would never think to put a brown ink in that Leonardo pen, but here we are. So I'm going to stop for just a second and grab these pens, and I'll be right back. All right, we have our 3 pens and our 3 inks. I did have to clean this one. It was not currently inked, but it was waiting to be cleaned. So hopefully I got enough of the water out of it. But let's ink these up. So the first one is the Pilot Metropolitan black. Again, all of these 3 have medium nibs. I have mostly medium nibs in my collection, so that is just not a surprise. With Papier Plume, Tutti Frutti. This is Tutti Frutti was from the Snowball Party collection from Papier Plume. Snowballs are what some people would call a snow cone, but it comes in a styrofoam cup usually, and has a straw and a spoon in it, and made with like super soft shaved ice. So anyway, they're very popular in New Orleans and South Louisiana. So that's what this series was named after. And Papier Plume released these as a little set of mini bottles, which I scooped up. And then a few weeks later, they announced the full size. And so I ended up with both sets because I love to support Papier Plume for one thing. And also, I loved these colors. So here we go. I did get out a Con 40. Is that what this is? Converter to put in this Metropolitan rather than refilling a cartridge. So let's do that. I have not used this Metropolitan in years. It was one of my first fountain pens. It wasn't my very first, but it was within the first 5. And it was good. I had no problems with it, as far as I can remember. But I bought black simply because black seemed, like a good color that I could put any ink in, And turns out that I would rather have colored pens that I can match things to than mostly black pens. So there we go. There is, what am I doing? There is Tutti Frutti in Pilot Metropolitan. The next one, I have a mess over here, is the Edison Nouveau Premier in Cherry Blossom with Waterman Inspired Blue. Again, hilarious that this is a match that I actually made myself the last time I inked this pen. I need to put the lid on this. I spilled one of these small Airbond bottles the other day right here on this desk. Ugh, I'm notorious for that. But the Edison Nouveau Premier is made by the Edison Pen Company. You can see their logo right there on the nib. The Nouveau Premier was a special edition that was made just for Goulet Pens, Goulet Pen Company, Goulet Pens. It says it right here on the barrel. It says Edison Nouveau Premier. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. I only ever had 2 of these. The second one that I have is this one in Water Lily. This one has a broad nib on it. This was the original, what they were calling unicorn barf, I think, material. But its technical term was Water Lily. And this one actually says that it was the 2016 spring edition because Goulet was coming out with these every season for a year. Sometimes it would be 2 in a season, like it would be a pair of them. And they were really wonderful. This one was an early, Cherry Blossom was an early limited edition, special edition. I don't know the difference. And then later they brought it back as a standard one. So this one does not say it doesn't say special edition because it was, I got it the second round that they made them. So this is going with Waterman Inspired Blue, which is one of my most favorite inks. I showed in a recent video that this standing up is full to about right here. So there's just not very much ink in here. And I don't think I've spilled very much of it. What's nice about this bottle, if I can get it open, is that it has these little diagonal sides. So you can lay your bottle on the side like this. I'm not using good words. You can put your bottle down at an angle to help you fill your pen. So let me get this in here. Still want to hold it. See if I'm going to get anything. Oh yeah. Very good. If you know me, you know that I'm not filling these pens up to the very top with ink. Because I ink so many pens all the time that I don't fill them up to the maximum just to have to dump it or to, force myself to use up the ink that's in a converter. But that's a fair amount of ink. Probably last me a month or so, as much as I will use these. The last time I used this pen, I somehow managed to get some blue ink in the cap. I actually think it didn't leak into the cap. It's from putting the pen in and touching the tines, the slit. Words are not working. to the side wall, and the ink just kind of smeared onto the side wall of the cap. And the inside of the cap is not smooth, it is matte. And so I don't know if that's why it kind of stuck in there. I've inked this pen a bunch of times and have never had it stain, but this time it stained the inside of the cap, and so there's some blue in there that that I can't get out. And I've cleaned it. I've run it through my ultrasonic cleaner. I've soaked it in warm water with dish detergent, and just don't know what else to do. Last but not least is the Leonardo Furore. It's a hard word for me, y'all. In Aqua Petra. This colorway is just gorgeous. This pen feels so high quality. I mean, I've owned one other Leonardo pen that I have since sold, but both of them have just felt so nice. They have a little bit of weight to them, but not too much. I think the metal in this converter makes a difference. This is a threaded converter. And in fact, when I was trying to put it in just a few minutes ago after cleaning, it was trying really hard to cross thread, and it took me a minute. You turn it backwards the wrong way until it clicks, and then you can screw it in correctly. But yeah, I don't like that. And someone else was pointing out that, it's plastic threads on metal threads here. That's not always wonderful. Same with the blind cap is plastic on metal, and so you always have this little plastic dust that scrapes off from the metal. So, if you're not opening and closing this every single time you use this pen, only when you're, cleaning and re-inking, it's probably going to be fine and last a good long time. But it is something to consider if that's something that's going to bother you. Oh, and this ink is Herbon Lee d'été, which is one of my favorite browns. I'm going to try really hard not to spill this bottle. It is only about half full, and so I've got to tilt it to get ink out of it. Oh, that's filling really easily. Okay. This is one ink that I very well may end up buying a larger bottle of. I really like these little small J. Herbon bottles because they do last quite a while. They're 10 milliliters, and if you're not using the same ink all day, every day, in every pen, that will last a good amount of time. But they are prone to spilling. In fact, I just spilled, what was it that I spilled? I had a little bottle of one that I was going to give away anyway. It's right here. Let me see. I'm sorry, I don't speak French. Coral des Tropiques? Tropiques? I don't know. And yeah, it's now only got maybe 2 mils left in it because I just completely knocked it over, and it was all over here. Amazingly, it did not get on the notebook that was here, and there were several things here, and it just went the right direction and did not get all over my stuff. So, something, I don't know, something guided that bottle to not go the wrong direction. I never have a problem with cross threading on the barrel to the grip section, but it is metal on plastic, so just something to consider. All right, so quickly, I will show you the writing sample, and I will show you the swatch card for these 3 inks. I'm going to grab this notebook. This is just what's this brand called? Anti-Peach Design. I was influenced by the peach, but also by the $2.99 price at Ollie's. This paper is really fountain pen friendly. I just grab these to doodle in a lot, just jot down quick notes, kind of doodle in. They're kind of just junk notebooks. I bought 2 of them, but I reach for them all the time, even though they're not for any specific purpose. So, all right, the first one, Poppy Plume Snowball Party. I have these in order by the actual ink color name, not by the, series. So Snowball Party, Tutti Frutti, a gorgeous bright pink. I have used it a few times. Has been on the dry side in some pins, so we'll see how it works in this one. Ooh, it works. This is wonderful so far. Pilot Metropolitan. Does not start with P. Medium. With Papier Plume. Tutti Frutti. That feels really smooth. It does not feel dry. I expected it to feel similar to this nib, and it does not. Feels very nice. It's a beautiful pink. I like bright pink. I don't love hot pink. There is, for me, a pink person, a pink lover, there is a distinction. Hot pink is not my favorite, but I like bright pink. So Tutti Frutti is a good bright pink that's not hot pink. And maybe an example of hot pink. Let's see. I mean, I do like this color of ink. Sailor Ink Studio 731 is a more hot pink. I don't know. All right. Edison Nouveau Premier. It is in Cherry Blossom. I'm not going to write that. It's got a medium steel nib. And I'll go ahead and write this before I show you. And the ink is Waterman Inspired Blue. Just a wonderful blue. It probably looks similar to that Kali Reel from the last mystery matchup. It is just a bright blue. On some papers it has a red sheen. These pins, if you come across them, Goulet may have some, maybe not this color in their store still. They are very comfortable. They're long pins. They have these pointy ends, as you can see. They're long. They're comfortable, unposted. You can put this cap on there. You kind of have to wedge it on. Like, it's not really meant to be posted, and it is this long, like, it's like writing with a number 2, like a brand new number 2 pencil, and something about that I also love. So sometimes I will write with it posted, even though it's not really, meant to be, possibly. All right, Waterman VW. W comes after V. Inspired Blue. Bright, beautiful blue. I love this one. It is brighter blue than your standard, like, ballpoint blue ink. And I think that was what excited me so much about it. This was one of the very first bottles of ink that I ever bought. And I think that is why it excited me, because I have had plenty of pens with blue ink, gel pens and ballpoint pens over the years. And this one, it just, I don't know, it made me happy. It was so bright. Here is Kali Reel. If you can see the difference, Kali Reel is a little bit more royal blue. I'm not good at describing colors, but Kali Reel is a little bit, for one thing, it has a lot less red sheen, but also this one is brighter and a little more aqua. It's not aqua, but a little closer to aqua. Is that a good word? Cerulean? A little brighter than the Kali Reel. I don't know. They're a little bit different. Very nice blues, though. I'm sorry that I'm not a good color describer. All right, and last but not least, this is the Leonardo Furore in Aqua Petra with a medium nib, a steel medium, and the ink is Herbin Lie. Someone tell me. T-H-E with an accent over the E. And this is a nice brown. It is actually looking kind of green under this light. I don't think I have the cool tone light. I think I have the neutral. But flow is really good. No complaints here. It's not a gorgeous match for this pen, but you know, brown, you can kind of put it with anything sometimes. We're going to say that. This is called the Do you see this giant ring that I started putting these on? There we go. It is a little bit of a yellowy brown. Down here you can see it's almost a golden color. It's not quite a honey. It's a little more green or a little warmer. I don't know. It's not quite a honey color, but not too far from one. And I'll compare it with Pelikan Smoky Quartz, if I can. Smoky Quartz is not too far off. It is darker brown, and it's a fairly neutral, not too warm, not too cool brown. I actually think they're pretty similar, that the Arbonne ink is just maybe not quite as saturated. Good browns, good browns. What are other browns that y'all would know? Well, I'm not going to go hunting right now. So anyway, these are our 3 mystery matchup pens. Why have I been putting them over there? And I will be using these for the next while, along with all of the other pens I have inked. I think I have somewhere in the neighborhood of 45 pens inked, which is fine. That's okay. I have a friend who told me that she just keeps all of her pens inked all the time. And she makes it a point to kind of rotate through them every few days. She picks out a couple of new ones that she'll use. And she said, you know, once in a while something will dry up and I'll have to clean it. But otherwise, it's never really been a problem for her. So that has made me feel more okay about having lots of pens inked. I like to have lots of options all the time. So here are 3 more options for me to use for the next while, probably another 4 to 6 weeks, and we'll come back and review and do another mystery matchup. So let me know what you think about this video, about this series, and I hope that you will give me your feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. I think I'm at between 950 and 960. And when I reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm planning to do a giveaway. It may not happen the first week after I hit 1,000 subscribers, but within the next couple of weeks, I want to do a giveaway. I'm pretty sure I already know what I want to give away, and it's not huge. It's not hundreds of dollars, but it's a pretty substantial giveaway, I would say. So let me know what you think. Like I said, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. Let me know if you have any questions or anything in the comments. I love chatting with you. So anyway, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon.